They know they can't keep tiptoeing around this. All right, there's something that they have to say to you. There's something that they want to talk about. And it feels like they just really want to be real with you. This time of the year, this is your birthday season, Sagittarius, and it does bring in that honesty. You know, it brings in that we gotta figure this out. We gotta go. It's go time. All right, look at this, 9 of Swords. King of Pentacles here showing up too. The Strength card. This is somebody who's been really, you know, playing it cool, playing it hard to get, playing at, you know, their pride. You got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You got Leo energy. You got very fixed energy. And it's like, you know, what the hell? Why do I keep getting myself into this? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep, you know, holding back what I really want to say? You know, this is something this person does often. You know, they're so in control of everything, you know, their life. They want to make everything exactly the way, you know, they don't like to change. They don't like things to be uncomfortable. They avoid. And it's often, you know, even if they're wrong, their pride holds them back, you know. And you have a couple people showing up in your energy too. So you may be dealing with a couple people that do this to you, right? But for somebody specifically, it feels like, you know, here I go again. I'm doing the same thing. Like they're realizing that that this is a long time coming. Something is overdue. You know, the guilt is weighing on them. The regret is weighing on them. Not being able to deal well with their pain. You know, maybe for some of you, you know, I walked away, or I didn't give this a chance, or I didn't give you a chance, or I said something and I'm trying to ignore the pain. You know, it's like, it hurts, it bothers me, and I'm trying to act as if I'm moving on, I'm doing my thing, but I'm not. And this seems like an energy like you just maybe have already thrown in the towel with. Like, you're like, I just know, you know, this is never going to happen. This is never going to be. You know, so welcome back to my channel, Sagittariuses, and your weekly love reading. I hope you have an amazing day so far. This reading is going to be for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So let's take a closer look at this person. You know, what's really going on, and what's this conversation? You know, I feel like, you know, the 9 of Swords is like, all right, this has got to happen. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. So we are seeing 9s are a completion. All right, something's weighing on this person for way too long, and their heart is speaking. You know, I've got to open up. I've got to let it be known my true feelings. All right. And I am seeing the block, or the what the challenge is this is somebody here that's very independent. But they also view you with this 9 of Pentacles being here, and the Magician, somebody who is on the same frequency as them. Somebody who gets them, somebody who understands, somebody who values the same things, somebody who knows their value, knows their worth. They're very attracted to you. You guys are on the same frequency here. And you get this person. And so that makes it harder for this person to open up. Makes it harder for them to confess. It makes it harder for them to, you know, admit. You know, but it's also, they're realizing that it's also this block that they have repeatedly done in the past that keeps them from connecting with the person that they want to be with. You are somebody that this person definitely says, all right, we can make this work. This is my type. This is my style. This is somebody who's got it together. This is somebody who helps me ground in. This is somebody that I want to see by my side. Or, you know, or there's a chance here for some of you. There's a chance here for some of you that you were always the one that was, you know, of value to me. There was no question about it. 444. All right, so you have a Gemini, you have a Virgo energy, and you have, you know, somebody here that's been really trying to figure out, how can I make this happen? How can I make this work? How can I, you know, will you forgive me if that's the case, Sagittarius? Will you forgive me for my arrogance? Will you forgive me? Or, you know, can we just, you know, make this work somehow? They know it's time. You have 2 new beginning energies here. And they view you like there's something about you that just draws them in with that Magician card. Maybe some of you, it's your season, right? We always glow up during our season, and you're seeing, they're seeing you as somebody, getting it together. You're very grounded, you're professional, you're confident, or you're making plans and you follow through with them. Even if you don't work, you got it together. You're responsible, down to earth. This person here, they see that. They're very attracted to you. They see your value, all right? I'm seeing it clarified by the Queen of Wands. Look at you. They also, I'm getting, just love how you stay firm and you follow your heart and you take action. Just initially, you go after what you want. And this may have intimidated them at some point, because a Queen of Wands isn't going to hold back. A Queen of Wands is going to be, this is what I want, I'm telling you how it is. And sometimes that can be hard for somebody who wants to think that they have their life in control. They have everything in control. They don't want to drop down their guards and let somebody else know that you have such a strong influence over them. They find you very attractive, very sexy. I mean, you obviously stand out. And this is somebody here that, if this is somebody that's ever fallen in love, they've come closest with you. And this could even be a new energy coming towards you too. It's like somebody really wanting to tell you, look, Sagittarius, have you taken a look in the mirror lately? I don't know why you'd even be second guessing. So I feel like you maybe have struggled with this person in the past, the challenge here, the World card too. It also feels like, maybe you have found closure, or you just kind of finally feel like, I'm just letting things be. I just feel like maybe it's not going anywhere. This is the end of something. And, I thought something was going to happen. Well, their actions and intentions towards you is the Ace of Pentacles. You have two aces showing up in your reading. So they're intending on, to me, the Ace of Pentacles here screams a solid promise, a gift of honesty, integrity, authenticity, coming from the heart, a fresh start, whether that's finding peace and closure with, this is the way I feel about you. This is how I always felt about you. Can we start over? And starting over can be at any level. There's somebody here that really wants to initiate moving forward, and we have a lot of forward motion going on right now. This to me feels like somebody being, growing up, somebody taking action, somebody facing their own wounds, own fears. Saturday the 29th to me is going to be a very powerful day for a lot of people. And, even on the 1st, we have, some healing coming in. And this to me feels like a window for you that you might not see coming, where, it may have gotten triggered on the new moon. And now we're working our way up to over the next 2 weeks to the full moon, where something fully manifests. And this is where it actually starts to unfold for you. Possible outcome here. I see the Queen of Swords. You're seeing truth. You're seeing somebody showing up, being authentic, communication, somebody really wanting to have a heart-to-heart, let's put everything aside and let's get real here. A real conversation coming in. All right. So, and I even got the Ace of Swords here too. Clarity, a breakthrough. 3 aces for you, Sagittarius. It's like, let's just cut to the chase and stop tiptoeing around something, and let's talk about where things are going. So let's take a look. I have for signs, Virgo, Gemini, you have a Saturnian energy, and Saturn is going direct, right? So that gives me, this is where somebody is like, all right, we got to put a close to this. We got to end this. We got to move forward. We got to open this doorway up with that Ace of Pentacles. We got to start something. All right. So we are seeing forward movement here with Mercury going direct and everything like that, everything. We're out of that limbo stage. All right. So we're seeing conversation and clarity, and possibly Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I am going to look at each zodiac sign and see, what's coming. What don't you see coming that they have to say? I have a 5 of Wands for Aries. Aries is tired of the fight. Aries is tired of the drama. Aries is tired of the power struggle. I can see that you have a very strong personality. Your person has a very strong personality. Your Aries does. All right. There may be a sense of competitiveness, like we're trying to outdo one another, or You know, they love the challenge, but at times it can get too much, right? So Aries is like, you know, the passion's there, the tension's there, and like when it gets too much, you know, we push at each other, but it feels like the tension's not going away, and somebody really wants to, you know, throw in the towel and say, come on, let's compromise, we got to figure this out, nobody's winning here. We got to try and get through something. So somebody resolving conflict with an Aries this week over something that's been going on. Taurus, 8 of Wands. All right, so Taurus very passionate about you. Taurus is going to confess here. You know, sometimes things go too fast. Sometimes they get out of hand. Sometimes I feel like I speak too fast, or I say things, I respond to you. If I respond quickly to your responses, I may not say everything I mean, and it could come across aggressive or the wrong way. So Taurus is, you know, admitting that, you know, the passion is there. I feel this. I want to see this move forward, but sometimes I just need the time to slow down and really think about what I want to do. I can't always, you know, be like you and instantly do things the way you want things done. So I do see communication coming in with a Taurus. Gemini, 6 of Wands. There it is. Oh, 6 of Wands returning. I really want your attention. All right. There's something about you. You grab my attention out of everybody. I really want to step up here. You are somebody that together, you know, we look good together. We could really make this work. So this could be a power couple with you and a Gemini. Right. So it looks like forward movement here, Gemini returning, you know, recognizing, right? So this is where I'm telling you, you know, your Gemini saying, this is what I think of you. This is what I want. This is how I feel about you. You know, I really admire you. Cancer, we have 4 of Pentacles, right? So Cancer here, slow to admit, but, you know, they're very protective of their heart, all right? But they've already invested. This is somebody that can't turn back. This is somebody that's like, all right, you've got me, all right? And somehow we just keep moving forward, and another brick has been added to the foundation. They are slow to open up. They're very protective of their heart, all right? But they know they need to say something to you and let you know that they're still invested. Leo, 5 of Pentacles. Leo really feeling like they missed out, wondering if you're still there, the opportunity's still open, if you're still willing to let them back in. All right. You know, they tend to focus, you know, for a while on everything that could go wrong, and they've been struggling without you, or without knowing where you stand, right? Or where the relationship stands anymore, especially if you've been distant from one another. So it looks like something's changing here with a Leo. They may be testing the waters to see if the door's still open. Virgo, Judgment card. All right. So the final decision coming in with a Virgo, facing their truth. They know they got to say something, whether it's hey, we got to stop blaming each other. We got to stop doing this. We got to stop judging each other. We got to let go of this shit and move forward. Give this a second chance. You know, we're both feeling called to this connection, right? Or we're making a decision like, hey, this is overdue. You know what I mean? You know, you're the one I love, but maybe this just isn't working, right? So the Judgment card brings out that day of reckoning, right? Where we're finally facing our truth. So you got this turning point here with a Virgo. Libra, 4 swords, right? So they're reminiscing. It looks like they've been healing and, you know, kind of contemplating on what to say next. So you may have been, you know, getting the silent treatment, or feeling, you know, your Libra was a little distant. This tells me that they're trying to find their space, trying to find their mind, trying to figure out exactly what to say. Right. So things could still be a little bit, you know, kind of silent between the two of you when it comes to expressing everything that needs to be expressed. But it looks like a Libra here is going to break out of silence and say something to you about what they've been thinking. Scorpio is nothing but love. Scorpio over here saying, you know, I just really love being around you. Scorpio wanting to hang out, wanting to connect, wanting to reconnect. All right. So there's this energy of just feeling happy when they're with you, or, you know, love being around you. So this could be a reunion happening with you and a Scorpio. Sagittarius, the Hermit card. So Sagittarius definitely has had time to do some soul searching. You know, they've reached some point of growing up, right? Thinking about all their experiences. And, you know, they've also come to terms that they have been alone, or they feel better when they're alone. And You know, and again, Sagittarius, this could be you, right? Been alone a long time. And so it's hard to adapt to a new connection. It's hard to just step up and step out of what you know and let somebody in, right? So your Sag may be mirroring that back to you. You know what I mean? It's like we both go our own ways. We're both unique. We're both also not easily, you know, coerced or anything like that. So it does seem like the light's coming on here with you and another Sag. You know, somebody here, there could be conversation, you know, finally going within and talking about what's really important here before we move forward. You know, do we go our own ways, or do we do this? Do we embark on this journey? Capricorn, 7 of Pentacles. So Capricorn's been working overtime thinking, you know, you know, maybe you've been blocked or you guys have been slowing down here. But to me, they're reevaluating everything that they put in, everything you've put in, how far they're realizing that they're invested in this connection, and should they give up, or do you guys continue to move forward? So this could be that turning point too with the Capricorn this week, making a decision to move forward. Aquarius, 2 of Wands, right? So Aquarius is very passionate about you. They're very hesitant. It may be hard for them to tell you how much you really get to them. All right. So I do see they're very passionate about you and, you know, getting ready. It's like they work themselves up, but they're getting ready to reach out. Pisces, the Hierophant, all right? So Pisces, you know, feels you, feels the connection, right? It's a very strong bond here. They're very loyal. Or you guys, it feels like your connection is very loyal. You both are to one another, no matter what you're going through. So it seems like that loyalty or that commitment is bringing the two of you back together. And it's finally time to admit, you know, you're the one. We need to make this happen or step up our game. And, you know, it looks like the relationship with the Pisces is ascending into a higher level. So if you are still with me, let's get that yes, no question on your mind. I will pull a card. I will say yes or no, but I'll also give you some additional messages to help you throughout the week. All right, look at this. You got the yes card, all right? And we're seeing Capricorn energy, so that can talk about some of you connected to a Capricorn, but I'm also seeing Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So Saturn is here, and Saturn is going direct, and this is talking about somebody taking responsibility, stepping up. It's time to mature. It's time to get focused. It's time to be real. You know, it's time to put forth the effort and, you know, fine-tune things, clean things up, and move forward. All right. So there could be a return of investment finally coming in for you, whereas some of you may have felt like you have been, you know, working on something for quite some time and ready to close the chapter, but we're seeing movement coming in and somebody following through with plans. All right. So I am seeing a week here of solid movement that looks like very grounded energy and something beginning to become a lot more serious than maybe it was before. I love you guys. Please hype, like, and subscribe. You guys do help my channel grow, and I appreciate you. And until next time, take care.